I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money.
No, I used to have big holiday get-togethers when I was a kid. My family was actually quite large back then. There was, me and my parents, my uncle and his family, my godparents and their family and their grandparents, and then there was my mom's aunt and uncle on that side of the family, and then there was my cousin. Hold on. And all of those people's kids, and then there was also my dad's sister, so the aunts. We would all get together for Christmas. Actually, we would have multiple. We had such a big family when I was a kid. We had multiple get-togethers. First, I would go to one side of the family, then I would go to the other side of the family. But as I got older, the whole family had a falling out, and it wasn't me. Like, I was a teenager growing up and doing my own thing, obviously, with my friends. And then all of a sudden, all my family members started, like, hating each other and stopped associating and hanging out at Christmas, and then it just ended. So basically, when I was in my 20s, it just stopped. Like, there was just no more Christmas get-togethers. I was like, wow, that sucks, So every once in a while, I talk to my other family members besides my parents, but it's very rare. And I honestly, to this day, I really don't know what caused the falling out. Like, I don't know if there was a specific argument that happened or something. I wasn't involved in it. So, yeah, I moved to the other side of the country. There was no point in staying in Connecticut. No one spent any time with anyone. Like literally, I don't even know what happened to half my family. And they just stopped talking to my side of the family. It's like, damn, that sucks. We got like family infighting and stuff. And I had nothing to do with it. I was just doing my own thing. I remember when I was young, I was in college and I was playing competitive Street Fighter, traveling all over the country to play it. And the next thing I know, I'm like, all right, so what are we doing for Christmas? This is going to be great. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're not getting together with anyone. What do you mean? What happened this year? I was busy. I was flying all over the place. I was doing this and that. Oh yeah, we don't talk to them anymore. What? Like we've done this every year since I was a kid. Oh no, we're not doing that. That's actually when we started doing our tradition of having Asian food on Christmas Eve, because traditionally on Christmas Eve, we would always go to my great aunt and uncle's house, and then my godparents would be there, and their grandparents would be there, and the side of the family, like it was like 20, 30 people get together. And then all of a sudden one year, we're just never doing that ever again. Wow. And then we started going to Asian restaurants to eat out instead, because we usually would go there. Then we started eating out instead. And again, what caused it? To hell if I know. No, I know. JP Leonard says, couldn't they have let it go? Yeah, I know. And, over the years I reconciled with a few. Like I hung out with my aunts, my dad's sisters a little bit over the years. And talked to them. We were fine. Like, we don't hate each other or anything. But for the other side of the family, like, it's bad. Like, the only time I even saw them, I mean this too. The last time that I saw that side of the family, and this is the side of the family I spent every Christmas with, was mid to late 2000s. My great uncle passed away. And so it was his wake and funeral. And I saw all of them then. And that was actually the last time I talked to them or saw them. I guess they just, whatever happened, and I don't know if it was between my parents and that, it was such a bad falling out that, like, literally no one wants to talk to anyone. And I'm like, well, it sucks, but what can you do? I have nothing wrong with any of those people, but if they really hate our side of the family for whatever reason, I'm like, what can you do, right? Oh, yeah, it's all good. This is all ancient history for me. All this stuff is like I said, I've lived here for 11 years. My wife is my family, okay? My wife is my best friend. She's the person I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. We have our life here together in Washington. That's basically us from now on. So I don't really, all this stuff is such ancient history. It doesn't bother me. It would be nice. Like I said, you don't realize what you have till it's gone. So every year you're celebrating Christmas with your family and you're having big family get-togethers and food and fun, and you take it for granted. And then years later, you become an adult and you realize I don't have that anymore. Damn, that sucks. It wasn't even something I did. It just got taken from me because of family quarrels or whatever. And then you realize, man, that really stinks. Like, it would have been nice if I still had that in my life. If we still had that fun stuff going on, but we don't. And it is what it is, I think it's a part of everyone's adult life is that you got to kind of go through that. That stuff changes over time that you can't really control. And it really sucks. Here we go. I accidentally didn't have two of my lights the right color. I was like, that's not even matching in my office. What happened here? As you grow up, things happen that you can't control. And you just have to kind of accept it. And it sucks, especially when, like I said, when you look back at the past and things that you had, like, would it have been cool if, like, people were still cool with each other in my family, and we were still, in talks and hanging out for the holidays? Yeah, I think it would. I think that would be nice, but it is what it is. In truth, the whole idea was that when I moved out here, that hopefully my parents were going to leave Connecticut. Like, I wanted to be the person who was the trendsetter and be like, listen, Connecticut sucks, okay? The weather's atrociously bad. It's overpopulated. The taxes, the prices, it's all terrible. My aunt had lived in Washington State for a very long time. She always tried to convince my parents to move here, and they wouldn't listen. They had visited. My mom had visited here and liked it here. But they just went. So I was like, maybe I can be the trendsetter. Maybe I can move here and prove to them that living here is nice. So I moved out here, and the whole goal was I was hoping within like 5 years I could convince my parents to move out here with me, and then we could have a family time together and everything. But it just didn't work out. Life happened, health issues and all kinds of stuff. Like, my dad's back. He ended up getting the same back issue that I had, to the point where he couldn't really do much, like travel or whatever, because he used to be a person who would fly all over the world for his job. He had to stop doing it. My mom's health declined, and she couldn't travel anymore. It's like, damn, no one was planning on that to happen. That's just life. So it kind of sucks. If things had worked out perfectly, probably my parents would live close to me, and, we'd be spending all this holiday time together and doing fun stuff together, and it never happened. That's just the reality. What can you do? Thank you for $2. They said, did you hear about the Iron Lung film adaptation? All I know is that